That $4,000, $5,000 a month range, that's that magic number right there. That's when you know, like, wait a minute, I might not need a job anymore if I keep this up right.
I just knew I had the ability and the drive and the grit to be able to do that. So I would watch your podcast. I don't know, all the interviews, anything that you had out there, I would watch, and there's some other people that I would watch, like DJ The Boss and Tenacity Academy. It gave me the ability, and it probably could come across to other people as not as legitimate. It's kind of the feel that I get from it when I would say, hey, I learned it from YouTube. And they're like, but honestly, it is. I learned everything. There were some other things I picked up just, reading and asking other people questions. I was working overnight all the time, cleaning a house before, after work, hardly sleeping. Mm-hmm. We finally figured out it was time for me to say goodbye, and I retired from Wal-Mart last March. It only happened in a matter of a few months. So.
Yeah, love it. I love it. Now, Why choose AJ Simmons and the Clean Biz Network?
Headed to the top, ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, on property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. Don't flash it for. I'm on my grind, not no more fashion show.
What's up, y'all? It's AJ Simmons, the Cleaning Business GOAT, and I am the founder of Clean Biz Network. And today's podcast, we got another special one, y'all, because today's guest joined us at CBN about 8 months ago, back in October 2023. And she was able to retire. She just actually retired from her career as a manager for Wal-Mart. So congrats on that. She's actually been in CBN, and I didn't even really notice because she doesn't bother me one bit, right? She's just going through the program. I guess it must be good to go. Everything she needed. So, because I haven't heard from her. But once I found out, I had to get her on here. So I said, you know what? Let's do it. So without further ado, please welcome Miss Jennifer Queer. What's up, Jennifer?
Hi. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. But I thank you so much for taking the time to come on. So you watch enough of these interviews. Mm-hmm. If you don't mind, we always like to open it up with, if you could share roughly about where you are as far as revenue goes with your company.
Okay. So I am presently right now about, I would say around $4,000 a month, which definitely is a far cry from other interviews that I've seen. But, I just started and, and things keep building as every month goes by. So I don't look for anything but more, more clients, more money coming in as the years go on.
For sure. Yeah, that $4,000, $5,000 a month range, that's that magic number right there. That's when you know, like, wait a minute, I might not need a job anymore if I keep this up right. Because I think I quit my job. I was at $4,000 a month, actually. That's when I quit my job.
Me too.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Well, congrats. But before we go into how you got to that point, we want to stop right here and just rewind and figure out, okay, who is Jennifer? Where are you from? A little bit about your background.
Okay. So my name is Jennifer Queer. People usually don't forget a name like that. It's, it's very different, but that's always a good thing too, because you're memorable, if anything, by your name, but usually it's by my personality and my, and my goals that I set for myself. So I am a mom of two kids. I've been married for 27 years. We live in Somerset, Pennsylvania, up in the mountains here. So, in the wintertime, it's not so much fun. I was a salary manager for Wal-Mart for almost 30 years. I had started as a cashier and worked my way up through the company. I worked at, I think, 13 different stores in my career, and I've just pretty much done everything, which kind of led me to the first thing I did that led me to the cleaning industry. It was about 2 years ago, I decided to get my real estate license. I thought it was something, new and different that I could do. I could feel myself just pulling away from Walmart. I don't know, it just was the right time for something different to do. So I got my license and I started working in real estate, thinking that would get me out of my my manager's, job and be able to start my own business. And then before I knew it, there was a lot of just circumstances that happened that led me to see that people needed help cleaning their house. I would go to open houses and I would be standing there looking around and saying, boy, I wish I had some cleaning supplies to clean this, because that's how you sell a house. It's got to look good. Yeah. So that really gave me the idea last summer. And I went to my husband, and he always knows that I'm pretty crazy, and, with the things that I think that I want to do in my life, and, and I'm very spontaneous. When I know I want something, I'll go for it. So I told him last summer, we were on vacation at Myrtle Beach, and I said, I'm going to start a cleaning business. And he's like, okay, let's do it. So on top of working full time at Wal-Mart, at that time I was working overnight. I was the lead to a cleaning crew.
Gotcha.
And so that's what gave me time to kind of work on my real estate. And then so I spent all last summer was basically working nights, cleaning the store and watching you. You were the first one that popped up whenever I looked on YouTube. How do you start a cleaning business? I had no idea. I just knew I had the ability and the drive and the grit to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, for 3 months. My husband says, please, just Jen, because he knows I don't like to wait for anything. Just take your time, really understand how to start a business. So I would watch your podcast. I don't know, all the interviews, anything that you had out there, I would watch, and some other people that I would watch, like DJ The Boss and Tenacity Academy.
Nice.
Those were basically the ones that I watched. Cleaning a Cocktails, a lot of those interviews too. I really liked them. So, it gave me the ability, and it probably could come across to other people as not as legitimate. It's kind of the feel that I get from it when I would say, hey, I learned it from YouTube. And they're like, yeah, but honestly, it is. I learned everything. There were some other things I picked up just, reading and asking other people questions. So that's how I started it. And then before I knew it, I was getting tons of phone calls. Most of my business is residential. I have a few Airbnbs. I only have one commercial right now, but I'm working on that. So when I got to the point where I was working overnight all the time, cleaning a house before, after work, hardly sleeping, we finally figured out it was time for me to say goodbye. And I retired from Wal-Mart last March.
Nice. I love it. Congrats again. So,
Thank you.
So basically you really thought it was going to be real estate. Then you went into real estate and was like, wait a minute, I got to keep prepping these houses. I'm kind of cleaning. Did you kind of like meet other people that you also saw like, hey, they might need cleaning services too. Maybe I should go this direction.
Yes, exactly. And that was the intent, honestly, was just to work, the clients that needed help, selling or buying a house. And then it just blew up, when I was getting calls and, text and people reaching out to me. Here, can you come clean my house? And so it just happened way faster. My guess was I was going to work at Walmart at least another year, maybe 2, and then be able to have enough revenue that I could actually quit. But it only happened in a matter of a few months. So.
Yeah, love it. I love it. Now I got to ask you this: why choose AJ Simmons and the Clean Biz Network instead of any of the other opportunities out there, especially with how crazy I can be sometimes, and sometimes I'm drinking on camera, right, and cussing on camera and all of this. So why choose this guy?
Yeah, it's it was, first of all, it was because I found you first, and I would listen to you, and I was able to understand. You were very relatable. You had tons of interviews, which I just soaked all that information up to learn the things to do and things not to do. It just seemed like it was very relatable to me.
Yeah, love it. And that's why, despite all of the guidance and advice that I get from other people, where they say, well, you need to do this and you need to do that, I'm like, well, I'm just going to be myself. And it seems to be working. We're still here, right? So
exactly. Yeah. And that was the key to it. I know phony, and I know people that are fake, or people that just say things that they know you want to hear. And you were very real about it, and we are very two different people, so to be relatable, and to be genuine, and, you could see that right from the start.
I love it. Thank you for that. All right. Now, what services does your company offer?
Well, like I said, most of it's residential. So I do a lot of reoccurring, where it's just basic cleaning.
Yep.
I also do deep cleaning too. I just started into carpet cleaning, like small areas, things like that. I just have a small little rinky-dink, carpet cleaner right now, but that's just kind of just to get myself into it. So if it's something that I think will help later on, there's one of my cats. I guess the door got open. And I figured as I seen what worked well for me, then I would, definitely, put some more money into, better, tools to be able to use. But I try to be smart about things, not spend a ton of money on things that I just don't think I need to spend on until I see it's worthy.
Gotcha. And I kind of already think I heard the answer to this, but I just want to make sure I ask it directly just for the viewers in clarity. So how did you get your first customer?
My first customer was her name was Marsh. She was somebody that went to my church, and she was friends with my mother-in-law. So she had called me, but I think it came from Facebook because I started marketing on Facebook. In the beginning, I hardly put anything out there, and that just blew my mind how many people were calling me for hardly doing anything.
Right.
And it wasn't because of laziness or anything. I was just working all the time. I just didn't have time to do it. So I'm thinking if I can market myself even more, boy, I could really expand this business if I'm getting this much with just putting a couple things on Facebook.
Right. Yeah, I love it. And then with that said, is that still your number one method for finding customers to this day?
No. I really don't get a lot of just clients from Facebook. It's a lot of people Google, cleaning businesses near me. Yep. There's another social media platform called Nextdoor. I don't know if that's where you live. Yep. I get quite a few from there, from Yelp. But yeah, it's just, and also just, referrals from my, current clients. So it kind of comes from everywhere.
Nice. I love it. Now, how did you know how to price the job just starting out?
Oh, goodness. I guessed. I really did. I had no idea. I tried to think, what would I pay somebody to clean first? And then, then I'm the one doing it. So, what is my worth? So it's a lot of work even just to do basic cleaning. But, I really just kind of, guessed at it, and it seemed to work. I tried to look up, other companies in the area and see, what their prices are, but people don't post stuff like that. Right. And I tried to call and find out, but I wasn't really getting anywhere. So I pretty much just guessed it, but it must be the right, guess, because I haven't had anybody say, wow, that's crazy.
Right. So, right. Okay. Now, in my notes, I saw that it says that you were just now starting to hire cleaners, but so I assume you were doing pretty much most of the cleaning yourself, right?
Yes. I have one independent contractor that I use occasionally whenever I need help.
Okay. And so with that said, I also saw in my notes that you have hired an assistant, and then you also have a CFO, which is your husband. Shout out to him. Yeah. And so with that said, that's you went in an order that's not traditional or typical. Like most people automatically first thing that they'll hire is a cleaner, right? They're trying to get out of that field. So what made you do it the way that you did it?
I don't know. I think I knew that I was going to have to put the work in, and I wanted, to be the person to put, to go to the homes or, the Airbnbs and experience it for myself and build, like the most important thing to me is building really good relationships with my clients. I want, people to know, when I'm there that, that I'm trustworthy, that I'm hardworking, and, and then kind of go from there. But, I really just wanted to do it myself. And then I needed help. So my husband started doing all of the, financial piece of it and some odds and ends, and started working on a website for me. And then I still didn't have a whole lot of time to do simple things like go out and buy the cleaning supplies that I needed, or, the extra time I needed for marketing still. Even though I quit Wal-Mart, it was still just kind of overloading me because I had so many clients at one time. So that's why I, hired an assistant to help me with different things that I just didn't have time to do. So that let me be able to, do all the cleaning. And now, I'm getting to the point where, I know I'm going to have to hire some people because I don't like to tell anybody no.
Absolutely. I love it. Now, with your husband, I know you said he's your CFO, but he still has his job as well, his day job. So what type of work does he do?
Oh, he is a manager at Lowe's, at our local Lowe's store. He's over the lumber department. but he's
Gotcha.
been a manager. That's where I met him at Walmart 27 years ago. He's always had that ability to be able to, get things done. People love him. He's definitely, somebody that people go to and, for advice or help or, so, I didn't want, I really didn't want first, any help. I wanted to do it 100% myself.
Yeah.
But that's just his niche. He's really good at things like that. So,
Good.
and then he offered to help. So, yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
And so I guess the automatic follow up then, I guess, is what advice could you share with somebody who wants to try to like convince their spouse or significant other to join them in their company, but the spouse might be a little reluctant to join them? Like, what's your advice on that if you have any?
Well, I would say, I never want my husband to feel, regretful, to, be able to put in like a bunch of time when it's my business, so, it's all about communication and, and being able to say here, this is where I'm struggling. This is what I need help with. If you can do that, great. If not, then, maybe just, teach me some things so I can do this on my own. But we have a very good relationship. So we're very lucky that, that we'll help each other in whatever, is going on in our lives. So I definitely say communicate and just be open with, what you need. And, if you have a good spouse like mine, then they're more than willing to help you.
Yeah, love that. Great advice. Now, with the kids, I know you said a 12-year-old and a 20-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, from a mom dynamic of it, like, was there any type of, like, did it make it harder in any way for you to go out and start the business with, having the kids? I know they're a little older though, but still just wanted to kind of get some feedback on that.
Right. Yeah. Well, it was at first, for the fact that I quit, a job that paid really well. I got bonuses and, and it was definitely hard. It was a hard pill to swallow to know I always had a paycheck coming. And then just to have that, like it's not here anymore. And then to have to lean on, on my husband. And, and know that we already figured out here we can get by without this, but then the pressure of trying to make sure that I keep up, enough clients. So, I'm not digging us a hole to get into because of my dream, and my 20-year-old, that's my daughter, she's autistic. So there's a lot of need for, us to be home, to be able to help her. There's a lot of things that she needs help with. She's pretty high functioning, but she has some other disabilities. So it actually kind of helped, me doing cleaning because I have a more specific schedule, where at Walmart it was, all different shifts all the time. And, and overnight was really hard because I would be so tired. It was hard to take care of her. And then my 12-year-old son, I've taught him to take care of himself, so he's good.
Gotcha. Okay. So I want to jump into this because we talked about you having the management position at Walmart. I used to work at Walmart.
Oh.
I did not envy the management position because it seemed like they just worked nonstop. It seemed like they, you know what I mean? And it was salary, so it's not like it was overtime or anything. Right. And so with that said, how was it managing, trying to balance having this side business while also being a manager with that workload?
Wow, it was definitely very challenging. I was always somebody that, no matter what I did, I would always give 100%. So to give 100% for all of that all at once, was very strenuous. It was super stressful because I would never, I always made a promise to myself, as long as I was getting my cleaning business started, I would be so tired from the lack of sleep and all the physical work, but I would not let myself call off work, never, ever, ever. I might have left early a time or two to get to a house, but I would never, ever call off. And I never did. I was very proud of that, because everybody's like, oh, you should just call off. No, that is not the way that I am. That is not, that is not how I work. It's my fault that I'm creating all this. So I suffer the consequences.
Yeah, I love that. Now that's great attitude. And I think with just that mindset alone guarantees that,
Mhm.
you'll be successful in whatever you decide to do because of that determination. So I love that. Now,
Yeah.
what advice would you give for somebody then that's thinking about starting a cleaning company or any company for that matter on the side of, having a full-time job?
Right. Well, the way that I worked it, seemed to work well, trying to find that time frame in your life where you can research and learn, from somebody that, knows everything about it. And that's why I watched you, because I could tell you knew everything about it. And I learned so many different things that I never would have even known to look, for or to research. So give yourself time. Like my husband told me, just give it time. Don't be in a rush. Do the right thing. That way you're not setting yourself up for failure. So just take your time.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Now, how much time would you say you're spending these days actually in the field cleaning?
Actual cleaning, probably. I usually do Monday through Friday. So I don't know, like 20 hours.
A
It's
week?
not as much as it used to be as a manager.
That is cool. So
Yeah.
basically, $4,000 a month for 20 hours a week. Sign me up, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm home every evening. There's not many weekends I work unless I, assign myself to work. So yeah, it's the dream schedule.
Yeah, love it. I love it. All right. Now, what would you say has been the hardest part about growing your company so far?
Where I'm at right now, trying to balance hiring on, W-2 cleaners and trying to figure out where I want to cut myself out of, what clients feel comfortable to have somebody else in. Do I feel comfortable?
Right.
This is something that I've never done. I've never had to hire people before, so this is probably the scariest part. Everything else just kind of, just happen naturally. So yeah, definitely a scary part in this process right now of hiring people to help me clean. Will they be as good as me? Will they care as much?
Right.
And somebody always told me, nobody will ever care as much as you do. So I always kind of keep that back in my mind. But I also know, being a manager for so long and just being the kind of person I am, people will care if you care about them and you take care of them and you do what's right for them. And that was always something that came easily to me when I was a manager for so long. So I carry that with me, in my businesses.
Now, you got it. That is it. And because you said it, I was going to tell you, I will tell you now, they're not going to care as much like the way you do, right?
Exactly.
But they'll care about you if you care about them. That's
Exactly.
it. I love
Right.
it. Are you looking to start your own cleaning company? Or maybe you started your cleaning company, but you just needed support, some mentorship, some guidance. Hell, a bidding calculator just to help you know if you're pricing the job correctly. Join us at cleanbiznetwork.app. That's www.cleanbiznetwork.app today and get on the right track with your cleaning company. We have everything you could possibly need to get you going in the right direction, and see why we've been the leading cleaning business consulting company for the past 5 years, and why they call me, AJ Simmons, the cleaning business GOAT. So I can help you just like I've helped and my company has helped thousands of other people start and grow their cleaning companies. Go to the number one source today, www.cleanbiznetwork.app. Thank you. All right, so we're going to do the fun part now. We're going to switch gears for a little bit and we can get away from these questions. And I'm going to ask you some fun questions. It's called the lightning round. So I'm going to say a word or phrase. And you just tell me the first thing that comes to mind. You ready? All right. First word is Somerset, Pennsylvania. That's
the mountains.
okay. Next one is entrepreneurship.
Oh, freedom, for sure.
Nice. Okay. The cleaning business.
Great opportunity. I guess that's 2 words.
For sure. Social media.
Oh, definitely. The first thing that comes to mind is being able to reach out to people. So reaching out.
Bet. Okay. The social media platform that you spend the most time on.
YouTube.
Okay, bet. That's probably the best, safest bet, right?
Right.
All right. 850 credit score or $1 million in cash?
I would probably, I remember seeing people stump with this too in the other interviews.
Yeah.
I would probably say credit score.
Okay.
It's important to have a good credit score, and I can make millions with that.
Okay, fair enough. Key to success.
Mm, Positive attitude.
All right. Your favorite hobby when you got some free time.
Oh, I love to cook. And if I
Nice.
wasn't running a cleaning business, I might, consider starting a restaurant or some, something, with cooking. I love to cook. If I'm not watching you on YouTube, I'm usually watching something cooking and learning.
Gotcha. I know your husband loves that part then, right?
Yes.
All right. Next one is your favorite YouTube channel other than mine to watch.
Oh, definitely DJ the Boss. I love
Nice.
him.
Shout out to DJ. He won't be live with me tomorrow. Somebody else will. But shout out to DJ though. I was just talking to him like
Mhm.
yesterday on the phone. All right. Who else we got? Something that you have splurged on since you started getting some money from your cleaning company.
Oh, well, just recently I bought a new car.
Nice. Congrats.
I needed something that had more space, and you could. There's a lot of places around here because we live in the mountains where you're driving in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That my other car got stuck in last winter, so I had to make sure I got a four-wheel drive. So,
Okay. Fair, nice. Now, let's say something that you want to splurge on once you get like bigger with your cleaning company.
oh, definitely, we want to buy a condo, or our goal is to move, to the beach. We love the beach, so I'd like to buy a condo.
Nice. Love it. Okay. Is it anywhere in particular?
We love Myrtle Beach, so probably there,
Nice.
unless we find something else that we love more.
Cool. Well, I tell you what, when that time comes, make sure you share it in the CBN because we got some people down there for sure that probably can be of assistance. So
Oh, great. Thank you. I appreciate
no
that.
problem. Yep. All right. Next one we got is the best decision you've ever made in business so far.
In my business, I guess the best decision really was just to, dive off the deep end and quit my job and start it.
Awesome.
Most people are too afraid to do that, especially with my time with Walmart. It could have been, real easy for me just to say, no, I'm going to just stick with what I'm comfortable with, which, a lot of people do that. So that definitely probably was the hardest, was just quitting.
Yeah, that's always my favorite reply because I think that's it. Is it like the best decision is just being in business in general? Like, because
Mhm.
it's like you said, you could have settled, but you didn't. I love it. All right, favorite genre of music.
Oh, I like all different kinds. So I
Okay,
have like a weird variety of different singers that I like.
nice. Okay, well let's do it this way. Let's give me your top 5 music
Okay.
artists all time.
Okay. So my top artist is Post Malone. I love his music.
Okay,
He's
nice.
really
I
good.
like
I'd
it.
love to see him in concert. The next one I see in concert, and she was awesome. Pink. You ever see
Okay,
her? She is amazing. One of the best times of my life was going to her concert.
nice.
I wrote them down. Just I was afraid
You
I'd
knew it was
forget.
coming.
Exactly. I like Louis Capaldi.
Okay,
Imagine Dragons, definitely play them whenever I'm cleaning. I need some fast music.
I think
And
that's
then
the second mention of them on this podcast. Yeah, nice.
yeah, I like my daughter actually got me started when they first came out. She's always good with identifying bands that are popular. So
Okay,
she's all into music. And then probably the last one, I couldn't think of anybody, but I like Maroon 5. I went to a concert
okay,
there. It was really good. So just
nice.
kind of everywhere. There's not any genre that I hate, but those are the ones I listen to the most.
Nice. Love it. Love it. All right. So that was the end of the lightning round. I'm going to jump back into a couple more questions for you and then I'll let you go. So, next question is what is your long-term goal for your company?
My long-term goal is to definitely expand my business. Right now, it's just here in Somerset. That's where most of my clients are. I would like to definitely expand it. To go statewide would be, definitely a big goal. Pennsylvania is a big state, so to be able to expand that would be awesome. Also to, get to the point where my husband can quit and go full time with me. And, we just run this business together, full force, full time. And then, use this as a platform to help other people that want to start their business and be able to help them kind of what you do. That would, I've always been somebody that was good at, helping people do whatever they need to, do and learn whatever they need to learn.
Love it. Love it. I love that. Okay. Next one is if you had to start all over again today, you lose all your contracts, everything, but you still get to keep the information that you learned so far. What would you do to get back to where you are today?
Oh, well, if I knew what I knew now, I would definitely quit Walmart earlier and just throw full time into it, knowing, that I had the ability to do that. So
Yeah.
definitely I would have quit there a lot longer, way before, than when I did. I would have quit last summer.
Nice, nice. Love it. Okay. And then if somebody's watching this video or listening to the podcast right now and they're like, I think I want to do it, but they just kind of scared to make that jump, what advice would you give to that person right now?
Oh, definitely believe in yourself. Don't give up on yourself. You're going to have things go wrong. You're going to make mistakes, but that's how you learn from them. You don't know you're doing something wrong. You don't know how to fix it, I guess I should say, until you do something wrong. Having a good, support group, my husband and my whole family is very supportive. My daughter comes out cleaning with me sometimes. My son, he's a big techie, kid. So he said that my website is pretty sad. So he's going to help me with that.
That's nice.
So, if you can get the support, that's great, but if you can't, then just don't give up. It doesn't matter what anybody tells you. You can do it. I'm living proof at 47 years old to be able to start over and be successful at it.
Yeah. Love that. And by the way, I want to add this because you said your son is 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's already techie like that. That is amazing. And I would just say, as much as you can kind of incorporate him into that type of stuff, definitely, because I have a lot of people around me, family members and stuff back home that I really wish I could employ, but they don't have the skills that I need. They're not really techie like I was. So yes, let them lean in all the way into that. I love it. And with that said, though, thank you so much for coming on, Miss Jennifer Queer. Everybody, thank you so much, Jennifer. How can we follow your journey?
Well, you can look at my little rinky-dink website if you want. That's about all I have. And it's going to get better, when I get my tech support, my son to help. But you can find me at JenOnTheSpot.com. It's not Jenny because I already took that. I guess there's other people that have Jenny on the spot, but I love that name so much that I didn't care.
Right.
But that's how you'll find my little rinky-dink website, and take a look at it, and soon it should be expanding on to more than that.
Right. Have you heard the Jenny on the Block by Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing a little remix commercial, Jenny on the Spot instead of Jenny on the Block?
Actually, yes, I have. I had a manager that worked at Walmart in one of my stores, and he kept calling me. He would say, "Jenny on the Block, come here," or he would call me J-Lo,
Right.
And so yeah, actually, I did think of doing that, and we have some ideas of making videos at some of the places that I go to clean. My son, it was his idea.
Okay.
Making videos and then posting them, so that could be a video too.
Perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Jennifer Queer, y'all make sure y'all go follow and support. And thank you so much for coming on.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
Good. Thank you.